Have you ever looked at your life and thought, something needs to change, but you didn't know where to start? Maybe you've set goals, made promises to yourself, or had moments of intense motivation. But despite all that, you ended up stuck in the same cycle. That is not because you're lazy or undisciplined. It's because change is not about doing more. It's about doing less, more consistently. That's where atomic habits come in. This is not another motivational speech. This is a real-life experiment. 30 days of small, intentional actions, repeated every single day, to prove a powerful truth. Tiny habits, when practiced daily, can lead to massive transformation. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. to run 10 miles or quitting sugar cold turkey. Every time I followed through, I was sending a message to myself. I am someone who follows through. You no longer have to fake discipline, it becomes who you are. And once that clicks, change feels less like a fight and more like a natural rhythm. I am someone who cares about my health. I am someone who improves, even if slowly. Distractions pulled at me. I missed a day. The old me would have seen that as failure. The old me would have said, I blew it, might as well give up. But atomic habits taught me something else. Missing once is a mistake. Missing twice is a pattern. So I got back on track the next day. I didn't punish myself. I didn't start over. I just returned to the routine. It's about choosing actions that are so small, they're almost too easy to fail. Brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Writing down one sentence in a journal. Drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. These actions don't seem like much, but when you layer them consistently, they begin to shape your identity. And when your identity changes, everything else follows. Let's get something clear right now. An atomic habit is not about doing something impressive or dramatic. So, I committed to a 30-day transformation built entirely around atomic habits. Not big goals, not overnight changes. My brain pushed back, asking, what difference is this going to make? But I did it anyway. Then I followed it with 1 page of reading, 1 cup of water, and writing down 1 task for the day. That was it. Nothing glamorous, nothing that would impress anyone, but that was the point. Small, simple, and doable. Just tiny shifts in behavior, repeated with discipline. On day 1, it felt almost ridiculous. I set a goal to stretch for 2 minutes in the morning. Just 2 minutes. By day 5, something subtle started to happen. My morning routine felt smoother. My mind resisted less, because I wasn't demanding perfection. I wasn't burning out. I was just showing up. And that consistency began to quiet the excuses that usually held me back. 1 task completed led to another. Drinking water led to eating better. Reading a page led to reading 5. The habits started stacking, and without realizing it, my days began to feel different. Here's the hidden power of atomic habits. They don't just change your actions. They change your sense of identity. That identity shift creates internal momentum. But let's not romanticize this. Around day 10, the novelty wore off. The routines felt boring. Life got busy. That's where many people go wrong. They think habit building is about intensity. It's not, it's about recovery. The ability to get back up quickly without turning a small stumble into a downward spiral. That's the real strength. By the halfway point, things began to click. You don't need to force yourself to make the right choice, if the right choice is the path of least resistance. Did I write 1 sentence? Did I avoid checking my phone in the first hour? Checking those boxes gave me a sense of progress, not perfection. Progress. I was exercising more. Not because I forced myself, but because my body felt better from stretching. I was sleeping better, not because of a strict bedtime, but because I was reading instead of doom scrolling. My productivity increased, not because I hustled harder, but because I started each day with a clear task. We love dramatic before and after stories, but real change often looks boring in the moment. It looks like 5 push-ups before bed, like turning off notifications, like packing your gym bag the night before. It looks like small acts of self-respect repeated every day. My environment started working for me instead of against me. I placed a water bottle by my bed at night so I could hydrate without thinking. These habits no longer felt like a checklist. They felt like a part of my identity. I left a book on my pillow so I wouldn't forget to read before sleep. The goal is not to build habits for 30 days and stop. The goal is to become the kind of person who lives by them. Make it so easy you can't fail. Repeat it daily. Celebrate the small wins. Watch what happens in 30 days. When you stop seeing habits as tasks and start seeing them as expressions of who you are, everything changes. These tiny adjustments removed friction. They turned good behavior into the default setting. You are caring for your health. You are not just writing 1 sentence. You are becoming a writer. You are not just stretching. You are treating your body with respect. Most people underestimate the power of environment. Willpower is overrated. When your surroundings make good habits easier, success becomes almost automatic. Another shift came through tracking. I wasn't obsessed with the results. I was tracking behavior. A simple checklist on my phone. Did I stretch today? There's something deeply satisfying about seeing a chain of success grow. Let those tiny habits create the person you've always wanted to become. It makes you want to keep going, just to not break the streak. That's motivation that builds itself, without relying on emotion or hype. As the days progressed, I noticed something surprising. The small wins bled into bigger ones. In a quiet, steady way, I trusted myself more. I didn't feel like I needed a big breakthrough to believe in my growth. I had proof. I had consistency. I had momentum. These habits were like tiny gears that made the whole machine of my life run smoother. By day 20, my confidence had changed. Not in a loud, boastful way. It's easy to look at transformation as something explosive. That's the part no one shows. That's the part that works. As the 30-day mark approached, I didn't feel like I had completed a challenge. I felt like I had rewired my foundation. Now here's the final truth. You are not just brushing your teeth. Atomic habits aren't about doing more. They are about becoming more intentional, more consistent, more aligned. So if you've been waiting for a big breakthrough or chasing the perfect routine, consider starting smaller. Pick one habit. You don't need to change everything. You just need to start where you are. Because real transformation doesn't shout, it whispers, it shows up quietly. And over time, it becomes impossible to ignore.